So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate to you why it is a lie that there is no Forex strategy that works. As a matter of fact, every strategy works. It's just the way to deal with it, all right? So I'm going to talk about the mistakes that most traders make. I'm going to talk about what is actually causing your strategy to fail. So I'm not imploring you to use my strategy. I'm imploring you to continue using your strategy, but with a little bit of a twist, and how to turn any strategy into a winning one, and then using MT4 or MT5 to make any strategy profitable. All right. So first of all, let's talk about why many traders fail, or the mistakes that is made by almost all traders. Mistake number one is changing strategies too frequently. Okay. So let's say you have a strategy and your strategy is, say, 40% uh, a winning strategy. It wins 40% of the time. Now, if you are going to lose a trade today, that doesn't mean your strategy doesn't work. Doesn't mean your strategy hasn't been working. It just simply means you've lost a trade. Remember, any strategy you're going to use, uh, whether it is a fundamental strategy or a strategy based on technical analysis, is not going to know the results of the trade before you actually take the trade. All right. You have a 50-50 chance at any given point in time of winning or losing. Now, what makes a good strategy is not that it wins or that it loses, is how do you adjust for your losses? That is the very, very important aspect that you need to know about. So don't change strategies too frequently. You may have encountered a winning strategy 3 years ago, but simply because you lost a trade, you moved from that strategy and moved on to a much worse strategy um, than you were using before. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, blaming textbooks and mentors. Now, there's a common saying that a bad workman blames his tools. And this is a very common saying out there. However, how many of you at this stage in your lives blame, say, your math teacher or your English teacher or your science teacher, right? You, at some point in your life, have to accept that you are partly responsible for what you are at this stage. Because in the same class where you blame that particular teacher, is an A student, is an A star student, is someone who is making it in that very same class. So stop blaming the two, stop blaming the market, stop blaming textbooks, stop blaming mentors. Look at yourself and say, how can I improve? How can I get better? So every day, wake up, think about how you can make yourself 1% better than yesterday. How do you do that? You read, you understand what is going on. You, even if you don't understand what is going on, you try to. All right. That's number two. Number three, being dishonest with themselves. So one of the biggest mistakes that I believe has plagued the forex trading space is people being dishonest with themselves. Now, you can tell yourself that you're going to make 100% in one day. This is very possible. It can happen. But is it sustainable? Like, can you sustain this? Remember, for every reward you want, there is a risk attached. So you have to be honest with yourself. Tell yourself both sides of the coin. I've seen a lot of posts, about winning trades, but very few posts about losing trades. So you can lose a trade. Be honest with yourself. All right. And then the other mistake that traders make, which is mistake number four, is that believing that every day will be the same. You wake up in the morning, you believe that you're going to make profit. That's not going to happen every day. You are going to lose some of the time. And it's a fact. Even the biggest traders that you see on Wall Street or wherever you think great traders exist, have those people still also have losing days. There is no strategy that is 100% perfect. If that strategy existed, then that person would be in the Guinness Book of Records at this point. So there is no strategy that doesn't involve losses. For you to make profits, you should be able to take the losses. So don't believe that every day will be the same. And the last one is not keeping tabs with the market. Now, how many of you know exactly what is going on today in the market? Well, no, maybe some know exactly what is going on in the market today. But a lot of traders make the mistake of not keeping tabs with the market and then expecting to be paid by a market that they don't keep tabs with. So you wake up in the day, you don't research, you don't look at what is going on, you don't understand the past, you don't try to understand what is going on currently, and then you believe that you're going to make money out of a market that does that, that you don't know anything about. That's not going to happen anytime soon. So those are the five mistakes that I believe almost all traders make. Changing strategies too frequently, blaming textbooks and mentors, being dishonest with themselves, believing that every day will be the same, and then not keeping tabs with the market. Now, the next slide is going to help you as a trader, especially with point number one. Let's see the next slide. There we go. Now let's say you have a strategy, you have a trading strategy, and you want to know what is happening with your strategy. Maybe um, you think that your strategy is not working. Remember, there's three pitfalls of any strategy. There's three pitfalls. There's the pitfalls that are strategy based, so there are pitfalls about that particular strategy, and then your pitfalls, and the pitfalls are associated with the pair that you're trading the strategy with. So you could be trading a strategy, but that strategy may work best in a bullish market, or it works best in a bearish market, or maybe when the market is um, when during the day the market is going in a certain direction, and during another time of the day the market is consolidation. So depending on what the strategy is, it could have its own pitfalls for its own time. Then there are your own pitfalls, right? You could be using a strategy that requires you to hold a trade for, say, 24 hours. Are you that patient? Or maybe you're a scalper using a swing trading strategy. So that strategy will not work for you, and yet it is actually a working strategy. And then also, does your strategy work with the amount of money that you have in your pocket? This here is one of the biggest challenges we have in trading. We have people that are trading strategies that don't go along with the amount of money that they have in their pockets. Now, if a strategy causes you to, if one loss of your strategy causes you to go into your blankets with your shoes on or whatever, then that is not the right strategy for you. One trade should not put you to bed, right? One losing trade should not put you to bed. If the strategy does not work with your amount, then it's not your strategy. Don't force it, all right? And then there are also what are known as the pitfalls of the pair. Now, some pairs are just too volatile, and some people are not accustomed to volatile trading. So I've seen people say, oh, I want a strategy that works for NASDAQ. Yes, Nasdaq is very volatile. Does your strategy work with Nasdaq, or it works with something that moves a little bit slower? All right. You have pairs that have stop patterns. Will you be able to maintain your trading in such a volatile environment? And then news or no news. This is very, very important. I think I need to talk about this. Some pairs are affected by news and some are not. Well, how can I even say this? If you look at some platforms like deriv.com has synthetic indices, and these are not affected by news. And then some pairs are affected by news, but in different ways. And different news also affects these in very, very different ways. So you will find maybe gold being affected by a particular news release more than USD JPY, and yet we expect them to be affected by that same news in the same way, right? Okay. So what do? You sit down, you compare, right? As a trader, your job before you actually trade is to look at some of these things. This pair versus that pair, right? How many active trading days are there? Um, how much profit do I stand to make by this? What is the drawdown? What is my understanding of pair one and understanding of pair two? Do I understand them? And for particular news releases, how is this pair affected? And how is that pair affected? Or um, how long does this particular pair spend in consolidation? Now, all of these are important factors. However, I've got a way to make any strategy profitable for you. And this is what I'm just going to do in this moment and show you. Let me just show you now. Okay. So here is, let's say, your chart for a particular trade, a particular pair. Let's just take gold, for example. And you want to trade this pair, but you have no idea how the pair behaves. Now, I've got a particular EA or expert advisor that I built that trades an asset at New York Open. So New York Open for me this side is 3:30 p.m. and it's 9:30 for the New York session. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on View, Strategy Tester. So and then I'm going to click on Single. I'm going to test this strategy and then analyze some statistics to show when is it profitable, how is it profitable, is it really profitable or not, right? If I am going to just trade every New York session, every New York Open, right? If I'm trading any New York Open any day of the week, and then I'm going to look at the statistics and show you how you can make it a profitable strategy, all right? If it is not profitable, then. So the expert I'm going to use is called the Pip Loader expert. That's what I developed there. And I'm going to use it on gold, on the, doesn't really matter what chart, whether it's 5-minute or 15-minute chart. I don't really care. What I care about is the inputs. So I'm going to use a lot size of 0.1, and I'm going to open a buy stop and a sell stop 10 pips away from the price of the market. And then if one of the trades is activated, the other one is deleted, and then I have a take profit of 90 pips, stop loss of 60 pips, and the trailing stop of 20 pips. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it open trades every 29 minutes past. So a minute before the New York Open. So that's what this is going to do. So I'm going to go on settings there. And then I'm going to start with an account of 500. And then I'm going to see and I'm going to visualize the trades, see how they go, and start. So there we go. So this is this. I'm testing this strategy to see if it is profitable. If it's not profitable, I will know based on the summary that I'm given by MetaTrader. So there we go. I'm testing this now. It's going to take a long time. So you will see that at 3:30 or 3:29, this is going to open two trades. So buy stop and the sell stop. Right. There we go. Right. So we have there a buy stop activated. Right. As you can see there. So I'm just going to fast forward this whole thing, this whole test. Right. So the test was done, and it was from the 1st of January 2024 to the current date, which is the 27th of February. And what I'm going to show you now is the test results, right? Back test, the test result. This is the test result over here, where you go on what it says here for test. It tells you the number of trades that have been taken. So there was a net profit of $375 over the period. And then we have the drawdown. We have pretty much every statistics we need here. But these are the statistics that a lot of people don't actually get to see. How many entries you took, on which days, and which days were more profitable than others. So you can see here, profit and losses by weekdays. If you look at Friday, it has more profit than losses. If you look at Thursday, there's more losses there. Wednesday, there's more losses there. So you can cause because of this test now, you know that Wednesdays and Thursdays are not very profitable for this particular strategy where you trade on the opening of the New York session. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are not very profitable, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to eliminate trading on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Just trade on Tuesdays and Fridays to maximize your profits. And let's also see how long do you hold our trades. So position holding time. So the minimum amount of time that we held the position was 1 minute, and the maximum position holding time was 11 hours, right? And the average position holding time is 46 minutes. So you know that you're going to enter into positions, and it's going to be about 46 minutes that you're going to hold your trade. So all of these are important ways in which you can change your strategy, help your strategy to become profitable. If maybe you feel like, okay, I don't really have enough knowledge on whether I can turn my trade into a profitable trade or a losing trade, you can come here on the settings and click on the optimization. You click on fast genetic based optimization. Then you go to inputs. Now maybe you are not too sure if 3:30 is a good time. Let's change the value. Let's change the value to 2:30, right? to 49 there. And then we can start our test on 14